EAGLES, Eagles.
Welcome in, everybody, to the JAKIB Halftime Show here. It's Wild Card Weekend, and the Philadelphia Eagles have the lead right now, 13-10 at halftime over the San Francisco 49ers. All in all, I thought a pretty good half of football for the Philadelphia Eagles. A couple moments there that we'll talk about here on the halftime show, but to go into halftime, into the locker room with the lead up 13-10. They're going to get the ball coming out of the halftime. I thought overall a pretty good half of football. I mean, not perfect, but playoff football. I thought the offense moved the ball well, and obviously one of the most notable things that happened in the first half was George Kittle's injury. He went down with what looked to me like a ruptured Achilles. So he has been ruled out already. He will not return to this game, and that leaves the 49ers even more depleted when it comes to playmakers. I thought Jalen Hurts was great in the first half. Saquon Barkley, great in the first half. Jalen was 11-16 for 93 yards. 1 touchdown, no picks, no turnovers, and all good plays. Nothing I thought from Jalen that, was out of the ordinary. I thought he made good plays, smart plays with the football, and I thought that Kevin Patullo called a nice game as well. Another notable storyline there is A.J. Brown getting in the face of Nick Sirianni or vice versa, however you want to phrase it. Well, guess what? I got no problem with that from the head coach. You're the star receiver of this football team. Not only did you just drop a ball you should have caught, but you're not hustling to get off the field when he's trying to get the punt return unit on. This is playoff football. I mean, we need focused players out there. So I got no problem with Nick Sirianni getting in the face of A.J. Brown there. I thought a good half of football for the Birds. Obviously the Niners had that opening drive, but I tweeted out right away, I think the defense is going to settle in. I thought good things from the offense, good creativity in the red zone. Once again, Johnny Mack will love that in the green zone or in the red zone, and 2 touchdowns for Dallas Goedert. And obviously something to keep an eye on. Jake Elliott misses a point after attempt. Is that going to be a problem here in the postseason? We just watched the kicker last night for the Green Bay Packers, missed 2 field goals and an extra point, arguably cost the Packers the football game. Jake missed the 1 extra point tonight on the first touchdown for the Birds. Let's bring John McMullen in right now as he joins me here on the halftime show. J-Mac, are you out there, brother?
Yeah, you got me, Zander?
Yep, a little low, but I'll try and get you as good as I can. John, Eagles up 13-10. A lot of notable plays in that first half, J-Mac. The most notable being George Kittle's down with an Achilles injury. He's been ruled out. That to me looked like a ruptured Achilles. But your thoughts on the game, John, in the first half, 13-10. Eagles had the lead at halftime, and they will get the opening kickoff of the second half.
Yeah, devastating injury for the 49ers who came in banged up. Now one of your best players out for the game. Yeah, it looked like torn Achilles, ruptured, whatever. But George Kittle's not going to be back in this game. I thought, this is going to be a running game for the Eagles. They ran the ball very effectively. Saquon 15 for 71. Tank Bigsby got a few carries and looked explosive after the big screen play to Saquon Barkley as well, whereas the 49ers can't get anything going on the ground with Christian McCaffrey. Really, the only thing that has worked for the 49ers is the passing game. Demarcus Robinson, they got a deep shot to Jennings as well. A couple screens to Christian McCaffrey that were okay. But those deep shots, and rare if you look at the first drive, Demarcus Robinson beat Quinyon Mitchell twice, including for the touchdown, which you do not expect. But I think that'll calm down in the second half. The 49ers are so up against it. I thought that was, Kyle Shanahan, the bugaboo with him in his head coaching career, has been game management. And you look at being in the red zone, 4th and 2, having to call a timeout, burn a timeout, then you come out of the timeout and go for the field goal. That's egregious, because they need to take advantages, especially without Kittle. They need to take advantage of getting in the red zone. When they're there, they have to cash in. No guarantee you're going to make it on 4th and 2, but if you do and you go in to score, you're leading the football game. That's what you have to do. The second half, the Eagles will come out and get the football. If they can score, if they go down there and score, I think the 49ers will be in deep, deep trouble in a 2-score game with so many injuries. But we'll see how that shakes out. The other notable thing is Nick Sirianni and A.J. Brown got, a little heated on the sideline together. Um, I don't know what it had to do with it. It probably was the play before when it looked like AJ had the deep shot, looked like he got banged up, and he took a very long time getting off the field, which puts you against it as far as the play clock. And then Fred Johnson had a false start anyway. Um, and they went, and AJ was, because of that false start, was able to get back on the field. They go for another shot. They looked like he should have caught it. Maybe it had to do with that. Who knows? We'll have to talk to those two after the game if AJ even talks. Nick will probably be limited in the context of it, but it was notable, so you do have to bring it up.
No doubt about it. They're all talking about it on all the national networks, John. You know they're going to blow that thing up. By the way, not that my opinion's everything, but I have no problem with Sirianni there. I mean, look, this is a playoff atmosphere. You can't be lacking focus. I think there was – I don't want to say AJ was lacking focus, but for whatever reason, Nick Sirianni felt the need to go at him, understood. John, coming out in the second half now, boy, it's an uphill battle for this 49ers team without – George Kittle. I agree with you on the 4th and 2 in the red zone. The thing there is, I guess the Niners are trying to keep the game close. The Eagles' offense hasn't really been an offense that scores a lot of points. So maybe they're just trying to hang in there until later in the game where they can try and make a comeback or make a big play for them. But what do you need to see happen here for the Birds in the second half to try and get the win here? They're up 13-10 right now.
Well, yeah, you'd love to see another big drive. That 16-play, 94-yard drive that ended with the Dallas Goedert touchdown reception. By the way, we should mention Dallas having a touchdown on the ground and through the air. 13 touchdowns on the season for Dallas Goedert. Yeah, the concepts look good, Zander.
They do, John. Well, I do think you're right. Yep, they do.
I'm kind of chuckling about that.
I know, I got you.
They've been that way. They've been that way the whole year. Yeah, I mean, they're running the football effectively. I thought they would run the football effectively. I look at that San Francisco defense, and I don't see how they hold up in the second half. But to your point, the Eagles haven't always taken advantage of limited opponents. I think as long as they run the ball with Saquon, I think they'll be fine.
Obviously, John, don't want to see the Eagles take their foot off the gas. I know the 49ers are up against it, but, you saw how the other playoff games have gone so far, the three of them. And any of those games, if you took your foot off the gas, it wouldn't have worked out well. So I think the Eagles got to stay aggressive here, John, in the second half. What did you make of Jalen Hurts' play in the first half? I thought efficient, managed the offense well, made the throws, and I think he would have had a much better half had A.J. Brown been able to catch that. One of two of those deep balls that he got. What'd you make of Jalen Hurts in the first half?
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I think, so far, I think Brock is doing a better job of getting the ball to his receivers in the passing game. As I said, Demarcus Robinson having a big half. Juwan Jennings got a big throw. And that's really all that San Francisco has had. So I think they're going to have to keep taking some of those deep shots on play action. And they've been one of the few teams to not be scared of going after Quinyon Mitchell, and it worked a little bit in the first half. I almost think Quinyon was surprised to see the football coming.
I agree, yeah.
So maybe he'll sort of tamper down on that. But, yeah, I didn't think it was great. I certainly, the deep shot to AJ, I don't think he had a shot on the first one where he got banged up. The second one, I think, he pushed off a little bit and had a chance to catch the football. But I didn't think either was, easy catch, to say the least. So I thought it was average. It wasn't bad, but I didn't think it was good.
Got it. John, what do you make of Jake Elliott, dude? Missed as a point after. I'm not going to sound the alarms completely, but it does continue the trend. I was hoping he would turn it around in the postseason. What's your concern level on Jake Elliott? I brought up the Packers kicker last night. Kickers matter in the playoffs, John. There's no doubt about that. And he missed his first point after in this one. What's the concern level there?
Yeah, I think it's fair to be concerned. I mean, this is quite a few missed extra points over the past two seasons for Jake Elliott. So, again, we talked about for whatever reason, it's been a bad season for wind at Lincoln Financial Field. It's very windy again today. But Eddie Pinero's made his kick. So, he's got to do better.
Yeah, we'll see what ends up. John, how's the weather down there? Is it as windy as it appeared to be at the start? They couldn't get the flag off the field. It looked like it was a windy mess down there. It seems to have tempered off a little bit just from the eye on the camera. How is it in the stadium?
Well, the flags are still going pretty hard, but no, not as bad as it was earlier in the game. So basically 15-mile-an-hour sustained, about 35 gusts. So it's pretty significant out there.
Well, they're running the ball well, John, so they got to keep that up in the second half. All right, J-Mac, good show, man. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you in the post-game show, see if the Eagles can close this one out. All right, man?
All right, see ya.
All right, thanks, John. There's Johnny Mac, John McMullen, joining me right here on the JAKIB Halftime Show. Birds at the lead, 13-10 at halftime. Got a lot of interesting moments. I see the national media. They're gonna run with this Nick and AJ thing. They just got served a 5-star meal that they're eating up right now, the national media. By the way, I've been Team AJ all year. I got no problem with Nick Sirianni getting in the face of his star player. It's the playoffs, man. Lock in. I need you to lock in. I think that's what Nick was trying to get out of A.J. Brown. Maybe set a spark a little bit. Maybe spark the star receiver on the team. A.J., we need you to make plays. Plays that aren't right in the breadbasket. I know everybody's like, well, the ball wasn't perfect. You're A.J. Brown. Go get the football. Go get the football. How many times have you seen a receiver in the last 3 playoff games, including the one today, make a crazy catch? I mean, I saw Brock Purdy airmail one to what's his name, to Christian McCaffrey in the first drive of the game. McCaffrey leaps up 5 feet and catches the ball. I don't want to hear that excuses. This is the time where players make plays. AJ's got to go and make that play. I thought all in all, a decent first half for the Birds. Look, not concerned, but something to keep an eye on here. Like, no taking your foot off the gas here, Eagles. None of that. We've already seen in the playoff games where our teams come back late. You cannot take your foot off the gas. Keep driving, keep pushing, keep scoring points, stay aggressive, stay physical, run the ball down their throat, control the clock, and you'll win this game. All right. By the way, the George Kittle loss cannot be overstated. I mean, that is a huge loss for a team that was already lacking playmakers, one of their biggest being George Kittle. Now you take him out of the game. Uphill battle here for Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy, and the entire 49ers offense. We'll see what ends up happening in this second half. All right, guys, appreciate all you guys for being here. Hit the like button. Boy, it's playoff football. How good is playoff football? I love playoff. It's the best show on television every single year. How good is playoff football, man? I love watching it. Great stuff in the first half. Let's enjoy this second half. See you next time, everybody.
EAGLES, Eagles.